Oh, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more Beastly content. Today we are going to be doing a guide over how to become overpowered in Once Human. So first things first, the first thing you're actually going to want to do is get yourself a 4 set of any set. Now, you could be doing the gotcha summons, but as I've said previously, especially for armor, I suggest just buying from the shop. Armor pieces are only 3k a piece for the normal item and 8k for a key item. Maybe you could do the gotchas for the key item, but honestly I wouldn't do that either. I would just suggest buying it because you're going to get out a lot farther. So, as you can see here, I have a 4 set of the Lone Wolf armor, and then I have a 1 set of the Battle Mask because you only need 4 pieces for a set. So a 5th piece on a set is doing absolutely no difference. So go ahead and buy yourself a 4 piece of 1 set and then a 1 piece of another set. Pick the one you like best for the 1 set perk bonus. And then also you need to be picking out your key item. And the one I'm using is Power Surge because my rifle has Power Surge and it's the SCR Outsider. I have it max calibrated. Here's how my current build is looking. This is the latest build. The build you're going to see in the actual mod section of this when I cover mods and show all the areas I go to farm mods, which we'll get to that in a minute, but for now we're going to start out just by explaining how to become powerful. So the first things first is you're going to want to be getting yourself all of these nice gears. Now, that's not the real first step, but it is the first step because it's going to be your final armor piece. It is going to be the overpowered armor piece that you have. As you can see here, all armor pieces can go from tier 1 to 5 when you craft them. You want to make all tier 5 armor, guys, because that'll have the highest stats and receive the most bonuses and things like that. As for the upgrade materials for tier 5, I actually do have a video over this, guys, and while I'm not going to tell you or circle on the map or anything exactly where to go in this video, I will tell you that I have a video link down below for tier 5 armor weapon material farms, and it's literally the best farm for it, and I just do it every couple, like once a week maybe sometimes, and I constantly have all my stuff repaired. I never had to worry about that. I was able to upgrade literally any armor piece you want after you do this farm. You'll be able to upgrade a couple armor pieces all the way to calibration 6, which is the next thing. So after you have tier 5 armor, you also want to be calibrating the armor. Now if you have lower tier armor, calibrating it will still make you more powerful and allow you to beat harder difficulty stages. So if you are a lower level player and you're only wearing like tier 1 or 2 or 3, do still calibrate it. Even though you are going to be replacing it with a higher tier, that is something to keep in mind. I like to do the minimum calibrations I needed when I was running through tier 1 through 4. But now that I have a tier 5 piece of armor, I don't have to worry about that until next season, which I'm actually really excited for because of the fact that you get to keep all of your blueprints. So next season you'll start with at least, if you go ahead and build your set out this season, an overpowered weapon, an overpowered armor set with a key item, and all you got to do is get leveled up so that you can make it tier 5 and you can go out and farm weapon mods, which is what my next topic is. And once again, most of this video is going to be about weapon mods, so I do apologize in advance for the long video, but it does show key important things and, you know, just where to go get these mods. So as you can see here, I'm going through and just showing you the current mods I have. Now once again, this build was after we went out and farmed 4 mods, so throughout this video you'll be seeing a build that was not even having a key item yet, and like the mask was a blue or something like that, if I remember correctly. It may have been a purple, but still nothing to be happy about, unlike now where my build is nearing completion. I will say, actually I think the next thing I'm gonna buy is a heavy rocket or a heavy grenade launcher for only 2k, so that I can absolutely wipe through prime battles. That way I can get myself an actual 8k weapon, or I don't know, I may save it and wait for another Power Surge rifle to appear because I need a Power Surge rifle, guys, and I don't actually think there is one in the shop currently besides the Outsider. So as you can see though, what we're going to do now is go ahead and cover where to get these mods. Mods can also be enhanced, which you can farm the enhancement upgrade materials just by scrapping mods. Theta is the best spot for a lower level, like 40 or 45 person. Well, 50, it really just depends on, you know, how much leveled your armor is. But like I said, Theta is great for the armor piece, so that's how you get the armor piece. Go do Theta. If you are a higher level and you do have somewhat of a build, you could do Leah Lab's first stage for another really easy armor farming guide. But once again, I am not here to tell you to do Leah's Lab, and Leah's Lab does require you to have somewhat of a build built. That's something some people don't tell you when they recommend you to farm it for Stardust Source, which is what's used to calibrate up your armor pieces, which I farm Theta for that. But what we're going to do now actually is head on into the next one because I've already shown you The chest piece one, it's Theta. I've done a million videos over Theta. We're not covering Theta. Other people have covered Leah's Lab. I think you get the first stage Leah's Lab, guys, if you do want to do that one instead of Theta, though I highly recommend just doing Theta and doing the side boss on Theta. Video link down below to that for the Stardust Source Farm I just talked about there. But as you can see here, what we're actually going to be doing here, and we're going through all the silos here, and as you can see, you can just hover over them and it'll tell you what armor piece it's going to drop mods-wise. And that is very helpful. Like you see, this one drops pants. That's Silo Phi. Silo Phi drops pants. I already have pants mod, and I already have armor mod at this stage that is gold, so I don't actually need to be replacing those right now. But we're actually going to be heading to my favorite silo in the game, guys. I used to farm this so much for energy links, and I still recommend it for lower level people to get. You know, when you just need a few thousand energy links and a couple controllers, does not hurt your feelings at all. It's a great way to get some energy links. Now, nowadays, I'm not going to farm it for energy links, but, you know, maybe on the higher difficulty I might, though I still don't think this is my favorite stage to farm on hard, for sure. But this is a really, really easy one on hard. It's actually not much different from the normal one, except for it's hard, so it's going to be dropping legendary mods, and it's at least level 50. Another thing I'll mention on is the deal with this whole mod system. So, when you're challenging a level 50 and you have mods dropped all from level 50 silos, that's all well and good, but you can get better mods if you challenge the pro mode, but you're not going to be able to actually beat the pro mode unless you have a build built using upgraded mods from the level 50 hard modes. So you want to do hard mode first, get all your mods built out, and then once you're playing a game and you have your build 100% maxed out and you still have controllers, well, what else are you to do but go challenge the pro mode then? So all of these I am challenging on hard just because before actually challenging these, the mod I had in the slot was only a purple and it was not doing very much for me. Some of them were even blues. So just keep that in mind when you see my, because my build not being completed, I still died. Now, I think with my current build, as long as I play it right, it's a high damage build. That's what mine's a high damage rifle build. 20,000 DPS is my current DPS. I will get a higher level Lone Wolf, I'm thinking, because I only have a level 1 Lone Wolf. That's the deviation I use on my build. Is the Lone Wolf, but once again, this is Phi here that we are currently running through. Phi is super easy. The boss only requires you to defeat 4 nest eggs, and then once you defeat 4 nest eggs, the boss will spawn. He's a bull. He melts, guys. So when you first shoot him, you can melt him down to a certain point. He's gonna do this little bubble thing where he puts like a bubble around himself, and you gotta be within the bubble to damage him. You can shoot him some more, then he'll melt for a good few seconds, and then after you go ahead and get all this melting done, and here we go, here's the melting done, he's going to go ahead and spawn 2 nest eggs, which you will have to go destroy. One in the very front, right when you first enter, that first egg that usually spawns there, that's where they're going to be on wave 2. That one's going to be there, and then there's going to be the one directly behind where I'm at now shooting the boss. Where that egg usually is, that's going to be where the second egg is. So what I like to do is run to that first egg and then run to the second egg, and you're good. You can run around the back of the train cars to avoid any enemies, and it's a pretty easy one to do on hard. I will say, now once again, my build was okay here. We didn't have our key item yet, so we didn't have any sort of like really good power surge damage or anything going on here yet. But my build was still doing good because I did have weapon blueprints. That's the other thing about becoming overpowered. Weapons can have calibration blueprints applied to them. I did show the screen earlier, I just forgot to mention it at that point. But when you do actually apply weapon blueprint calibrations, you can get really nice upgrades, and it costs 500 Stardust to actually, you know, calibrate them and use the blueprints, but you get the blueprints from weapon drops, which you will be getting from running all these different hard versions of silos, or even, you know, just doing Theta on normal, because doing Theta on normal still gives you legendary mods and still gives you weapons, and you can break them down for blueprints, you can break them down for star source, you know, bonus star source and help with the star source you're already getting from the farm, you know, all sorts of great things. But on to the next one. So this next silo here, this silo is actually going to be for the boots mod. Theta was for the shirt/armor mod. And yeah, Phi was for the boots mod. This one, Silo 2 here, is actually going to be for the mask mod, my bad. So the Phi was for boots, this one we're doing now is going to be, and it's Silo EX1. So Silo EX1 is going to be for the mask mod. So we're doing this to get a mask, as you've seen there on the little objective marker there. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. This one's pretty easy. The stage before this is like a red light, blue light. Basically, when the screen turns red, stop. When the screen turns green, go. But in the boss fight itself, actually, his eyes change colors like stoplights. So when he's green, full keel ahead. You just got to shoot him in his lights. It's the only place he'll take damage. Yellow, you can shoot him in his eyes, but you may want to go ahead and get yourself back. What I like to do, especially towards the end of the boss fight, is actually just wait till his eyes turn yellow, and then once it's been a couple seconds yellow, I just run into one of the cells and I take care of the ads in there. And usually he won't even freeze me while he's having his little fit out there. Because if he does freeze you and you're standing out in the open, he spawns these two orbs in that will one-shot you, basically. So definitely keep an eye on the color of his eyes and shoot him in the eyeballs, and you will be fine on EX1 here for your mask mods. I will also mention this guy actually has a chance of, I don't know if it's him or his secondary boss, but there's a chance of getting a deviation that's like a lighter, and it makes these lighter craftable items you can make that will have random explosion damage. So they can be nukes, or they can be like I don't know, like pop rocks or something, you know. I'm saying not very good at all, but it's still very much worth it. And if you have a bunch of them, you can just spam them, and one of them being a nuke is all you need to absolutely annihilate with them, guys. Just something I thought I'd mention there, just due to the fact that, you know, well, that is there. Next one we're actually going to be covering, now that we've got the mask out of the way, is going to be the pants. And the pants is actually located in the I do believe the silo. Now that one you're just going to run normally on hard mode, and you will be able to get the mods you need for your pants. Once again, I already have pants, I already have armor, so we're not actually going to be doing Psy today. In the video, I'm not even going to touch on it. It's a pretty simple silo. Just go do Psy on hard mode, and you will be getting the mods you need for your pants. I think you might actually just be able to do it on the normal difficulty and get it. But the one we're actually going to be doing now is Silo Alpha, and Silo Alpha is for the helmet mod. So do Silo Alpha. Silo Alpha's boss is literally one of the easiest bosses in this game, guys. You literally go in here, even on hard mode, he just has an extra shield on him. He literally melts. You literally just got to shoot him in the head and not shoot him in the shield, because his shield makes him take no damage. That's his gimmick. It's like a dang Destiny 2 enemy to me. And this thing went quick, guys. I showed you the whole fight there. That was start to finish. That's how nice this build does, at least for that guy. Most of the bosses melt, but that guy, there's literally no mechanic to stop you from just melting. Now, another nice thing about this here, this here's Silo for the helmet mods, is actually that there's two little storage crates here right by the controller that you need to redeem anyway. So you might as well pick those up the first time you run it. If you get the mods you want. Luckily, when I was running these, there was only like one that I reran because I didn't like any of the mods, but most of the mods would work great for my rifle power surge build, so I actually kept them, and that's a great thing. So on to the next one now. This is going to be Silo Sigma. We're going to go ahead and head on into Silo Sigma now. Once again, Silo Sigma is for the gloves. I am going to touch up on a bonus Silo, I do believe. Or no, I think, is Silo Sigma the one I'm thinking of? So I think with Silo Sigma, we're actually going to take this here, farm here, or Silo here, and we're going to run the secret boss on this one. So there's actually a secret boss that, I don't know if you'd call it a secret boss or a secondary boss, but it's pretty much a secret boss. It's a really cool boss. It's kind of tied to the Carnival of Doom side quest. If you haven't done that one yet, I do have a guide over that one. You don't really need a guide. It's pretty simple to figure out, but at the same time, not really if it's the first time playing it. But anyway, we are going to be getting to that. So first things first, when you first enter the silo, the first thing you're actually going to have to do is kill the elite guard that is actually hanging out here. He will be dropping a Rosetta card V3, and as you can see, I did struggle a little bit with this. Once again, we were doing this before I even had a key item equipped. So I may have had a key item here on this one. I'm thinking for this one, this was a key item. So this was actually this may have actually been with all mods too. We may have just been doing this for, yeah, we were doing this for gloves. So we were missing one mod at this point, and we don't think we had the full set yet. I don't think we had our mask yet. I think it was still purple when I actually recorded this. But as you can see here, we're running down here, and we just walked past this vent, which we are actually going to enter to get to the secret boss. But I also wanted to show you just down the hallway here, there is a weapon crate here. So, you know, go ahead and do that for some extra free stuff. I only got a legendary mod out of it, I think weapon, but hey, that's weapon blueprints, that's Stardust, that's something to have, you know, I'll take it. And hey, sometimes I'll even play with dropped weapons if I'm really bored. But I absolutely think they're the biggest waste ever, and I would never suggest for you to play with dropped weapons unless you just are in a bind and really need to. or you just have way too many resources somehow, and I don't know. I wouldn't do it, period, because there's just so many other things to do to upgrade. You know, blueprint weapons are repairable. Repairable's nice, but as you can see here, we are walking through the vents here now. That's literally all you have to do to get to the secret area. There is one more door that we will be seeing here in just a minute. But for now, you'll just keep walking through here till you'll run into a ladder. You walk up the ladder, it's going to take you to a higher portion of vents, and then you're going to just keep on walking through the vents. This way, you can see exactly which way to turn. I think there's a couple turns you can take. You can take the wrong turn. But I know the route, so I get there the first try. So, as you can see here, though, this is the door we're actually going to need to go to. This side door here, you can actually walk right past it and continue running through this secret way and actually get to the main boss faster as well. But as you can see, this is a super easy way of farming these mods. You don't even have to go do the main boss. Now, you could still go do the main boss if you wanted to get more energy links and spin 2 controllers, which is fine, honestly, because controllers are not that crazy of an item because they're gone if you don't spend them all at the end of a season anyway, so you better use them all while you can, especially for those of us who don't have too many hours sometimes, and sometimes more hours to play the game. So, as you can see here, though, this is literally the easiest thing ever. It's just going to be a like stand in the circle and kill enemies thing. Now, I will say I have died, but if you do die, it doesn't reset the progress or anything, so you can just come right back. I will say I have died on doing this, but yeah, and this is for the gloves mod, and this is literally all it is. After you beat these, it'll get to, I think it's 80% or 90%, one of the two, and then this giant Gasha machine boss will spawn, and you'll go ahead and have to kill him. But I do believe this is about the end of the video, guys. One last thing I will mention on doing this on hard mode is the fact that this here side boss, this secret boss here, actually has a chance of dropping the Lethal Rabbit video, or Lethal Rabbit Deviant. And if you don't believe me, then I guess you'll just have to watch the rest of the video, because I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode. Enjoy the rest of this here fight.